Hey everybody, welcome to Monday night, 8 p.m. Central Logan Lives. Appreciate you all tuning in. Be sure to text some people, let them know we're here. A lot of folks actually go to Instagram, my Instagram, because it's the same address, thinking I'm live on there, but I'm not. I should probably do that, but we're live on here. So I hope everybody's doing well with this coronavirus. I know a lot of you will watch this on replay, and just everybody has, I'm excited about the topic tonight, but I also want to make sure let everybody know I'm praying for everybody out there that, there's a lot of people struggling, a lot of people that really just caught off guard by this whole thing. And so I'm here to, for those of you new to Logan Lives, we talk about a leadership topic, mindset, something relative to what's going on in the world. And when you come on, just say your name and where you're from, like what state, whatever, and we'll kind of talk about it. But grab pen and paper. If you didn't see last week's Logan Live, please be sure to go do that. Last week would have been, I don't know, what would that date have been? I don't even know what day it is. What was the date last Monday? Somebody type in what was the date last Monday so I can see this. Damon, good to see you from Tampa, Florida. Hello, Cindy from Royersford, Pennsylvania. Debbie, good to see you. Eric, good to see you. What was the date last Monday? I really don't know what today is. Hello, Lindsay from Ottawa, Kansas. While people pile on, a lot of you may wonder why we wait a second to get into the content because it takes a while for people to pile on. Bill, good to see you. What was the date last week? Somebody's got to be able to put that in here. I know it's on delay. Somebody what was last Monday's date? Y'all got to go back and watch that one. Tonight will be quick to the point, so grab pen and paper, and you can always, again, watch this on replay, etc. But we're going to talk about a construction project. I've never really shared this publicly, but it's a great leadership training that I do for corporations and teams. Just talking about a construction project, and I'm trying to wait for somebody to put the date. What was the date last Monday? March 30th. No. Yeah, March 30th was last Monday. You're right. Lindsay, thank you. March 30th, go back and watch the Logan Live on my Facebook page, at Logan R. Stout. Watch that one. Made an exciting announcement on there, too. Thank you all. All right, let's talk about this. Listen. I got into watching HGTV years ago. And the reason I got into watching HGTV is I'm a loving husband. And, we'd be in bed at night, winding down, and, finish our reading or whatever. And my wife would be like, let's watch, House Hunters. Or let's watch, whatever, Chip and Joanna, or whatever the show was. I don't know. And I got to tell you, I kind of enjoy it. I really do. But it was interesting because every single time, the plot, what's about to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so this couple is going to, love it or list it, right? Or they're gonna bring in somebody to redo their home and make it all really cool. Every single time, architectural renderings, drawings, there's always a problem. The problem always delays the project, always makes the project cost more, and always makes the project look different than what they originally set out for it to look like. And I don't know why I have this thought in my head, but every time I see that, or every time I look at really anything, right, that's being built or redone, it's never going to work out the way you think it's going to. It's always probably going to cost you more time and more money, and that's just sort of how life works a lot of times. You start a business. When you start a business, it's going to take you longer, cost you more, and it's not going to end up exactly how you thought it would when you thought it would. That's just part of being a business owner, an entrepreneur, a solopreneur, right? And I think it's important that we all understand that and have realistic expectations, right? Relationships, same thing, right? I think, listen, the only thing you can guarantee and count on is that things are going to change. That's about the one guarantee. And so what we have to learn to do, I'm going to give you three things I'm going to give you to be able to thrive and to really succeed in an ever-changing world. I mean, here we are. You were doing your own thing on January the 30th. Whatever you were doing January 30th. I don't know what you were doing, right? January 30th, you had plans. I was taking my family to the Bahamas. We're going to go for a week or two, right? And bam, this thing comes out of nowhere. Should we go on our trip? Should we cancel our trip? Should we go on our trip? Should we cancel our trip? We canceled it. Then we're like, we'll go somewhere local. Canceled that. And it's just like, you can't control what happens to you in life. You can only control how you respond. We're all dealing with this right now. My wife, let me see if I can see this. I'm going to turn this real quick. My wife is now a teacher, right? All right, can y'all see this? I don't know if y'all can see this. You can see the computers right there, right? Like this is Miles and Cooper's little workstation, right? Sorry if I just made you motion sickness, but my point in saying all that is, like, listen, we're all dealing with change, right? And so the key is how are we dealing with it, right? Some people are dealing with it wonderfully. Some people are dealing with it horrifically, right? Are you doom and gloom? Are you worried? Are you like? So let's just talk about this. Let's talk. How do you thrive in an ever-changing world, right? We have to understand there's going to be moments in life where you just have to pivot, right? You have to understand that what you were planning on doing, vacation, what you were planning on doing, new job, what you were planning on doing, getting married, what you were planning on doing, whatever it was, coronavirus happens and your plans get canceled, okay? And so, listen, I think it's really important to understand that we can play the victim, we can be upset, understandably so. Like some of you may be going, Logan, you don't understand. Someone close to me is in the hospital right now. Someone close to me is struggling. I get that. Look, I'm not. There's no way. I'm not lacking compassion with that. Okay, don't misunderstand me. What I'm saying is, what are we going to do about it? Right? No matter how bad your circumstances may be right now, what are you going to do about it? And that's really what I'm focused on. I mean, the rear view mirror is this big. Front windshield is this big. It's gigantic for a reason, right? Okay, you can learn from the past, evaluate the past, right? But we got to focus on where we're going. That's the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge is something that you've acquired. Wisdom is something you've dealt with. You've lived it. You've walked it. And so I'm trying to share some wisdom with you on how to really thrive in an ever-changing environment, okay? Going back to the construction project example. When you watch these people on these television shows, if you don't watch it, good for you. But, I do. Or if you've ever done an at-home project, if you've ever done a home improvement project at your house, I guarantee it took longer, cost more, and it was a lot more laborious than you ever imagined, right? Some of you may have that 8-year home improvement project still happening, right? And I'm not trying to get people mad at their spouses, but what I'm saying is there's 3 things that we have to do. The first thing is this: when things happen in life that we're not expecting, the first thing we have to do is we have to adjust. Make an adjustment, right? Make an adjustment. Understanding an adjustment is okay. An adjustment is necessary. When I'm coaching baseball, right, we may have or any sports game you watch, they have a playbook going into the game. They have game prep. They have film. They've studied the opponent. They understand what they're going to do. But it's the in-game adjustments that lead to the overall outcome. I mean, Bill Belichick with the New England Patriots, it's going to be interesting what happens without Tom Brady, but Bill Belichick with the Patriots, he's famous for in-game adjustments. You think of the Super Bowl. My wife and I were there. In fact, maybe I can see it. Here, I got this right here. I don't know if you can see that. So that's my wife and I with Peyton Manning and Warren Moon. But we were at the Super Bowl, and I mean, the Falcons go in at halftime up, I forget what the score was. It was a lot to a little, like 28-0 or something, right? And I'm sitting there with John Maxwell at the 50-yard line and his son Joel. And I remember I told my wife, I said, the Patriots are going to win. And Haley had picked the Falcons before the game. I picked the Patriots. And I said, the Patriots are going to win. And she's like, what? I go, I'm just telling you. Their ability to make in-game adjustments is insane. And the Falcons have a big enough lead, they're going to get complacent. And I don't know. That's my gut instinct. And listen, my point is not who won the Super Bowl. That's not my point. My point is for you. I believe you can look at this whole quarantine situation we're going through. And you can go through it or you can grow through it. You can make in-life adjustments. I believe that all of us have a chance to make some in-life adjustments right now. I was mentoring a guy this morning on the phone. He said, being home and not doing what I've been doing, it's been the first time I've really had a chance to kind of just reflect and think, is this really what I want to do the rest of my life? He goes, when I was just in the grind, it was just sort of, I did the deal and I just kind of grinded. And he said, this is the first time I've really had a chance to step back and go, is this really what I want for my family, for my daughter, for my life? And I said, yeah, man, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But now's a great time to think about an adjustment. Okay. Second thing, and that's maybe some of you. Some of you made it, okay. And here's the key about an adjustment. You step back. You take a step back, you sit back, and you sort of reevaluate. I wrote about that in my first book, Stout Advice. And by the way, thank you to all of you that pre-purchased my new book that's coming out in 2 weeks called Grit Factor. LoganStout.com. It'd be awesome if you did. I'll sign all of them, etc. So you can go there when we're done and get it. I promise you'll love it. It's 10 times better than my first book. But I wrote about in my first book, the ability to take a step back, sit back, and reevaluate. Put another way, adjust. So some of you, this would be a good time for you to kind of, okay, let me adjust my priorities. Let me do that. All right, so the first thing we're going to adjust, okay? Second thing is we're going to adapt. To thrive in an ever-changing world, you have to learn to not only adjust to what's going on, but you have to learn to adapt. Meaning, like, my wife turned this whole place into an office for Miles and Cooper, right? And she has become the best teacher. I mean, I'm telling you, we're actually strongly considering homeschooling, believe it or not. I never thought I'd say that. But and I don't mean that disrespectfully. I'm just saying, like, part of this adapting is you start to learn things. Okay, what is my kid really doing well? What is he struggling with? What do we need to do a better job of as parents here, But adapting, right? Adapting to this different world we're living in currently. I think it'll get back to normal. I think we all probably agree with that. But I think it's important to understand that you have to learn to adapt. Going back to sports, okay? If the referee is not giving you certain plays, the umpire is not giving you a certain part of the strike zone, or if in the workplace something's not working, you're going to have to learn to adapt. Right? You can't just keep trying to do the same thing. You have to adjust, adapt to what you need to adjust to. And then the third thing is you have to learn to overcome. Adjust, adapt, and overcome. Those are three things I tell myself, whether I'm coaching baseball, whether I'm running one of my companies, whatever the deal is. I'm flying to a place where I'm being hired to speak. I'm doing a Zoom for a company that's asked me to come on and train on leadership for their corporation. Whatever it is, things happen in life. And you have to learn to adjust, adapt, and overcome. Okay? And so I think it's extremely important for all of us to realize life is not perfect because it's comprised of imperfect people. Things are not going to go perfectly as planned. No home improvement project will, no construction will, no business will, no church will, no sports season will. Nothing's going to go perfectly. Okay? But if you learn to adjust, adapt, and overcome, you can make an imperfect situation perfect. And that's what I want for you. That's what I want for me. That's what I want for all of us. I want us to use this rare, weird moment in time, COVID-19, right? I want you to be able to look back and go, you know what? That was a period in my life where I was kind of on cruise control. I felt like something was missing in my life. I felt like, whatever. But I didn't realize it until I was quarantined in my house. I didn't realize it until my world was turned upside down. And in that moment, I chose to adjust, adapt, and overcome. And what was a mess became a powerful message. That's my hope for you. That's my prayer for you. And maybe you've got it good. Maybe life is awesome for you right now and you got nothing to worry about. Well, here's the deal. There are people that don't have it good right now. And if we can be a beacon of light, a beacon of hope in their lives, where they can understand the important thing about, turning a mess into a message, adjust, adapt, and overcome, you have a chance to really change the trajectory of the outcome of all this for another human being. Remember, success is getting what you want. Significance is helping other people get what they want. And I promise you, once you taste significance, success will never do it for you. Now, you got to have success to understand what that means, because you can't give what you don't have. I want you to be successful. But the level up from successful is significant. And all of us have a chance to be significant in people's lives right now by getting our mindset right, helping people learn that it's not what happens to us, it's how we respond. And it's a great chance to pivot right now, to adjust, adapt, and overcome. I shared my heart with you, Our kids go to a great school. It's awesome. But I travel a lot, and I miss a lot of stuff because I'm speaking and doing things. And this is a great opportunity for my wife and I to sit back and go, when I'm hired to speak in New York City, how cool would it be if my kids could come and learn in New York City? When I'm hired to speak in Washington, D.C., how cool would it be to go to Washington, D.C. and take my kids, right? When I'm hired to speak in Florida, how cool would it be to go play on the beach and have fun in Florida, right? Like, we're just kind of reevaluating, and going, now, I'm not saying we're going to homeschool. I'm not saying we're not. You'll find out on one of these Logan Lives probably in the future, but I don't know. We're praying about it. But my point is, that's not a thought we would have ever had in a million years if we didn't have this temporary setback. And as the statement goes, every temporary setback sets the stage for an incredible comeback. And that's what I believe is going to happen for all of us. I believe wholeheartedly we'll all be better because of this. As the great Zig Ziglar says, there's no such thing as a smooth mountain. If there were, how in the world would you climb it? right? It takes the potholes in life, the struggles in life that slow us down temporarily, slow us down so we can step up. And that's what I want for you. It means the world to me. You tune into these. It means the world to me. A lot of you watch on replay. A lot of you share these, which is so humbling that you would think what I have to say is something worth sharing to other people. It means a lot. It really does. And I don't just say that because this is free content. I don't get anything from this, right? So I just feel like people need to hear authentic, unpolished, just real information. And so I got my hat on backwards just because my hair is crazy. I can't get a haircut right now. So I don't know what this thing's gonna look like next week, but I have to adjust my hat. But I love you guys. I love you all. It means the world to me you tune in. I hope you'll set your reminders to tune in every Monday as we bring content to you, just try to help you do life better. That's really my heartbeat, is to help you do life better. And again, thanks to all of you that pre-ordered LoganStout.com last week. If you'd like to do that, just go over to LoganStout.com. Grit Factor. Grit Factor is out this month. I've been working on it for 3 years. I'm fired up about it. It's going to help people. I know for a fact it will. And if you don't want to read it, then don't read it. But I hope you'll share it. I hope when you do get it, you'll take pictures and post on social media, #Grit Factor. And we're going to be giving away some cool stuff, some one-on-one Zoom with me and you for people that post the book. And the team will be looking for those on the internet, okay? I love you. Have a great night. God bless. We'll see you soon.